do a report.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Perfect. So, Ms. Pugh, Mr. Jeffries has been appointed to represent you. He's just been given, he's trying to get caught up real quickly on all the information and the discovery in your case. I'm going to reset your case so that he can get all of that. Once he gets it, he'll be out there to go over it with you, and we'll see if we can get an announcement at the next court date.
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree to comply with any of your appointed court agents, considering that their first duty is to the state.
This is the first real red flag. When a defendant starts rejecting the authority of the court itself, judges immediately become cautious. Because once someone refuses to recognize the process, the hearing stops being about the case and starts becoming about courtroom control. And notice something else. The judge already says they've had this conversation before. Meaning this isn't the first time the defendant has pushed back against the system. If you were the judge here, would you see this as confidence or a serious warning sign?
I understand. We've had this conversation before.
And for your record, I'll be representing myself.
So if you want to represent yourself, there's some things. Ms. Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me. If you want to represent yourself, then there is a process that we have to go through, and we'll do that today. If that's what you want to do, we'll get your case set for trial, and we'll go forward that way. It is highly inadvisable for you to represent yourself.
In the legal system, representing yourself is called pro se. But what many people don't realize is that once you do this, the court holds you to the exact same legal standard as a trained attorney. That means you must understand rules of evidence, courtroom procedure, how to question witnesses, how to object properly. Miss one of those steps, and crucial evidence might never reach the jury. This is why judges almost always try to discourage self-representation before a trial begins.
Lawyers have many, many years of training. They understand the law. They understand how a trial works, because here's what happens. When you're in a trial and you represent yourself, you're expected to know and follow all of the rules of evidence, all the rules of procedure. And so you're really at a disadvantage if you don't know those things. And so you have to do everything just like the assistant district attorney would. And if you don't, you're going to be in front of a jury, and it's going to show, and it's just not going to be, it really does not work out in your benefit. But I have to go through with you some questions first before we do that. And then if you still want to do that, then there's a couple of options, and we'll go over those as well. Okay. So I am supposed to ask you, I'm going to go through these questions. I need you to answer them if you want to represent yourself, because this is required. All right. So have you ever studied the law? Okay. Have you ever represented yourself before in any kind of criminal matter? Okay. Do you understand the charges against you?
I know we've been accused of.
Okay. And so do you know, and we've gone over before, I think, what the range of punishment is if you're found guilty on a jury? Do you know what that is? Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me pull you up here. We'll go over that again as well. The date of that allegations from June 22nd of 2021. And what that means is if you're found guilty, that the range of punishment that the jury could give you is between 2 years as a minimum punishment up to 10 years in prison, anywhere in between. Do you understand? And you answer out loud just for the record.
Do I understand? No, I don't understand.
What do you not understand about that?
I don't understand, Your Honor.
So here's the thing. If you want to represent yourself by law, you have to be able to understand these things.
This is the moment the entire hearing turns. When a defendant says they don't understand the possible prison sentence, the judge legally cannot allow them to represent themselves. Why? Because for a waiver of counsel to be valid, it must be knowing, intelligent, and voluntary. If the defendant doesn't understand the consequences, the law requires the judge to stop it immediately. In other words, the judge's hands are now tied.
Otherwise, I've got to appoint an attorney for you. So you can't just say, I want to represent myself because I don't like the attorney or I don't like the process. This is the process that you're in. You live in Texas, you live in the United States. This is the law that applies to your case. So what do you not understand about the range of punishment if you're found guilty? And I'd be glad to explain it.
I don't understand because I have no idea anything wrong.
That's what a jury's for, right? And so if you say you're not guilty, then you go in front of a jury and they determine after they listen to the evidence if you're guilty or not. That doesn't have anything to do with if they find you guilty, you understanding that they could send you to prison for between 2 years and up to 10 years. Do you understand that part? What are you, yes or no? No, you don't understand that. So, Ms. Pugh, it's my understanding, I'm not going to allow you to represent yourself because you don't understand the law and the process. So we're on question number 4 out of 15 that I'm supposed to ask you. So Mr. Jeffries is going to stay on your case.
I do not want Mr. Jeffries on my case.
I don't care what you want at this point.
I want to represent myself.
You can't do it. All right, you can go back with the bailiff. I'm done. Go back with the bailiff.
He's not on my case.
Go back with the bailiff.
He's not on my case.
Welcome to the criminal appointment list.
Yeah, fun, Judge.
This was not meant to be any kind of punishment, I promise. So Mr. Jeffries, just, get ready like you would. Probably it's going to go straight onto a jury.
Right, I would
And
assume.
we'll just get it figured out that way.
So what really happened in this courtroom? The defendant tried to represent herself, but the law requires that anyone making that decision fully understands the charges, the process, and the possible prison sentence. When she couldn't explain that understanding, the judge had no choice. Legally, the court must protect the defendant from making a decision that could completely undermine their own defense. So the judge stepped in, denied self-representation, and kept the appointed attorney on the case as it moves toward a jury trial. And moments like this show just how serious courtroom procedure really is. If this courtroom moment surprised you, let me know in the comments. Should defendants ever represent themselves in criminal trials? And if you enjoy real courtroom breakdowns like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and stay tuned for more cases just like this.